Here I'm going to be ripping a pair of pants and shorts while I wear them. You can see the two holes here. I measure to see which hole is lower. It's going to be the one on the left that's lower by a whole inch. I know because I made it in the pants for this video. The hole that the pants had was in the right. Open the hole a little more if you need to get into it. And you're just going to rip it. Remember, this is an inch longer. Jean material sometimes rips diagonally, so we're going to look at it. First, we're going to make a hole an inch below that rip. Cut a hole, cut either way. Cut straight, don't cut diagonally. Then your rip will be uneven. Then just rip it. Now we're going to probably measure it. So use a stick or your hand or whatever. In this video, we're just going to use our arm to measure it. An inch below the elbow. Measure on the other side. I'm going to see if this ripped diagonally or it ripped straight. That's going to be taken into account when I make it to the final length. Now I get the scissors, I cut the seam. Cut across that seam, trying to cut it, there we go. And cut a little more. Just going to cut down, I'm going to cut an inch lower, just in case. I didn't have to go down an inch twice. No, now I'm cutting straight across, which means it was diagonal, it was diagonal angle. I bet this is ripping that across halfway each way. Rip each side about halfway so you can see how it meets in the middle. What's going to happen is it's going to rip diagonally, this example. There you see it. See the inch of difference. The jean material ripped diagonally. One rip went up, one rip went down, and now you have the difference. I'm just going to chop it right now. That looks horribly uneven. So, now I'm just going to cut this. Cut across the seam and cut down. Whoops, I decided to see which one was longer. Now I'm going to cut across the seam. Not sure what I'm doing right now with this part of the video. I recorded a couple weeks ago back when I was still in school. Now, I cut across the seam, I cut down an inch and I cut in. That's right. So cut across the seam to get across that, then cut down about an inch, then cut sideways. Now you can rip that, tear it about halfway. It's going to deliberately be an inch too long to allow for modifications. Rip that part of it. And actually that one didn't have too much variance, about maybe a quarter inch. That's pretty straightforward. Let's cut that. Now we're going to cut that to this is the actual length of the shorts. Front ripped pretty much evenly, but that actually went down a little bit. See how it's diagonal? Now I'm going to cut this one evenly. Here's where nope, I don't mess up yet. See how I did that? I cut like a triangle off of it because of the diagonal angle, and now that leg is even. Had I ripped it, as you'll see later, it would have messed it up. Now, I'm trying to figure out how to cut this. It's too long. So, oh yes, that's right, it ripped that way. So, if I cut this way, it's going to go downwards. So I'm just going to rip it, or I'm just going to rip it off. Try again. Get feet on it. There we go. Rip it all the way across. See, it doesn't rip all the way. About a half inch remained. Now I'm going to go in and cut that triangle off. Or figure out how I'm going to cut it. I'm looking at it. It's not very even. This is taking me a lot longer than it needs to take. You see, at this point, I should just leave it. It just needs to be relatively even. Just rip it an inch longer. So, how to do this properly would be to rip the jeans off to shorts about an inch longer than they need to be on either side. And when there's any corners, just cut them triangularly off so that they look even. No one's going to know the jeans are an inch longer than you want them. No one's going to know that they're not perfectly even if they look even. And then when you get to a place where you can just take them off, then you can just spread them out and cut them properly. Now we have the right leg a whole inch longer than the left leg. Apparently the cutting wasn't even. I'm trying to measure it. This is where it's getting way too technical. I'm getting a little tired. I'm sick of ripping my jeans, and sick of measuring them, and sick of trying to figure it out. And here's where I mess up. This was good, but I should have cut the leg, and instead I rip it. Remember, it went up. Remember the triangle I cut? Here's the oh crud moment. See how it's shorter? You can't see it because it's an angle, but this right part here, the right side is shorter. Now I'm cutting the other pants leg to make it even. Cutting off the I'm trying to angle it. It's obviously not even at this point. Cutting the back. You think I learned my lesson now. Cutting it, but then the scissors could go up, so then I rip it. Actually, that would work. Ripping from the inside out is going in favor of the correct angle because it went the opposite way. Ripping that is not going to work. See this? Look how much is coming off of it now. It's riding right up into the back of it. Here I realize it.